So Scott, after a good win on Tuesday night, off to Accrington on Saturday or tomorrow, what are your thoughts going into that game?
Obviously another tough game on the road, long journey, but we're really focused now. You know, we know what we've got left, we know what we've got to do, and we're in a brilliant position. But we know it's going to be a tough game because so are they. You know, they're one of many. I don't think I've seen a league table like it at this time of the year, where there's so many teams that can, you know, get into the playoffs, and you know, and you can see already there's teams who have been brilliant all season are starting to flounder a little bit with their results. So it's about who holds their nerve the best. And we've just got to keep chipping away, and you know, we know this is going to be an hard game, but we're really focused.
Yeah, and what about Accrington makes it a tough game? What sort of side are they?
Their manager makes them a tough side, because John's been in the game a long time. Brilliant manager, you know, good staff around him in his assistant Jimmy Bell, and they've got good players. You know, it was a tough game against us here. I know we come out on top, but it was a tough game. And no matter what you say about an opposition now, tactically, whatever you say, because of where we are in terms of this time of season and what's left, every single game is going to be difficult. There ain't going to be no easy games, and there hasn't been any easy games all season anyway. So it kind of doesn't matter what I think of them. We know it's going to be an hard game.
Yeah. We've talked about targets and ambitions. I know you haven't spoken publicly about them, but one thing you've said consistently is it's improving year on year. You're on 46 points, exactly the amount of points you got last year. So assuming you get at least one more point in the last 14 games.
So we're behind target at the moment.
yeah. So that must be pleasing that you've already reached what you got last year with 14 games left.
Yeah, somebody said today to me that we've scored the same amount of goals now than what we did last year as well, which I didn't know that. I know obviously about the points, but I didn't know about the goals. But yeah, of course, that's pleasing to know. But listen, there's still 14 games to go. You know, we're by no means done yet. And my focus isn't on what happened last year. My focus is on what we want to achieve this year. So yeah, it kind of is a good feeling that we know that we've reached that with 14 games to go, but like I say, we're focusing on what's next.
Yeah, and you said about which team hold their nerves. Are you confident this is a squad of players that can hold their nerve going into these final few games?
Bearing in mind that we were spoken about at the start of the season as relegation fodder, you know, so there's no pressure on us. No. There really isn't no pressure on us at all. So we're just going to keep chipping away and playing as well as we can, and keep, you know, picking up as many points as we can between now and the end of the season, and see where it takes us. But you know, we're like I say, there's no pressure on us because of what people kind of perceived us as at the start of the season. And you know, I think that there's bigger teams. You see, even Stockport now, have had an unbelievable season. They're now dropping points, you know, for whatever reason. I'm sure they'll pick up again because they're a good side. Yeah. But you know, there's teams that have been kind of in that top 6 or 7 all season and now starting to drop points. So you know, it's like I say, and you always find as well that there's always a team that comes from a mid-table position and ends up in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Nearly every year that happens, doesn't it? You know what I mean? So why can't that be us? You know, I know that we haven't predominantly been a mid-table team all season. We've been kind of flirting around that top 10, and I know we've dropped out of it just lately. You know, I suppose we could call us a mid-table team, but I see us better than that. You know, and I think that, like, looking at the points, I don't know what we are off the playoffs. Is it 2 points?
2 points.
2 points off the playoffs, and we've got a game in hand over 3 or 4 of them around that area as well. So, listen, we're in a great position, and we're little old Crawley. We'll play the way we've been playing and attack every game aggressively, and let's see where it takes us.
Yeah, I'm assuming you've looked back on Tuesday night's game. How does that second half performance in particular rank in performances so far this season in terms of your side implementing what you wanted them to do?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's up there for sure, because we found the first half was difficult. Probably my fault, not nobody else's. I felt that I got my tactics slightly wrong. I allowed their centre-halves to bring the ball to the halfway line and shovel the ball on us. And I felt with us having a +1 at the back that we could cope with that, but it was quite apparent that we was giving them what they wanted by doing that. And listen, they're a strong outfit in terms of what they've got at the top of the pitch, and as much as we're strong at the back, it was a contest which some headers we won and some we didn't. And the ones we didn't could have been a toss of a coin whether they ended up being a goal or certainly a chance for them. So I had to change at half time. We changed our way we pressed them slightly higher up the pitch, which allowed them to kick the ball from deeper, which meant we could cope with defending balls around the halfway line better than we could if it was to be slung on us on the edge of our box. So my fault, but that's coaching. You kind of set a team up because you think that's the best thing to do. You see it's not working and you change accordingly. We did that, and it kind of gave us the balance of defending higher up the pitch, but also give us the balance of us being more controlled and dominant with the ball, which obviously helps us. I thought it was outstanding in the second half. In actual fact, when you look back and watch the game back, I was actually surprised at sometimes you watch it kind of for the first time and you think what you think, but then you watch it back at home and you watch it back and clip it all up, and you actually think you actually played better in the first half than I give us credit for.
Really?
So there was some really good moments still in the first half where we were controlled and dominant, and I felt that our possession, certainly from the back with Dion Conroy, the way he stands on the ball, I think it took the sting out of their press. They wasn't sure whether to stick or twist, whether to press, whether to sit off us. I wasn't convinced that they wanted to press us, and I think that we took the sting out of them and made passes, and I thought we were really good.
Yeah. And we talked about the fans briefly on Tuesday night. How good have they been, and what effect, how important are they to your team, basically? Are they a 12th man?
They're part of the team, yeah, exactly that. They're part of the team, in my opinion. I think they're class. I really enjoy it. I really look forward to game day. Not many managers do look forward to game day,
Yeah.
But I look forward to game day just to come out and see them, because they've just been brilliant home and away. Tuesday night they were fantastic, wasn't they? When I come out, before the players even walked out onto the pitch, I went over and showed my appreciation to them, and they're just brilliant. Even from then all the way through to the end of the game and beyond, they were singing that. They were much louder than the Wimbledon fans, much louder the whole game, and the fact that there was, I don't know what it was, over 500 I was told, was that right?
Yes, 529 I think.
Yeah, so unbelievable numbers. I know it's not miles away, but still great effort on a Tuesday night. And yeah, listen, I think the fans have literally helped us this season. I think they buy into what we're doing as well. I think they really enjoy the way we're playing. I know sometimes we have to be patient with the way we play, but we've been aggressive as well. We've scored a lot of goals already, and we've scored some good goals as well, so we've given something to cheer about. But no, the fans have been class.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask about Jay Williams. I mean, you made the quip about him last week when we were talking about blue cards. I watched him closely in the last two games, and I don't know if people appreciate what a good footballer he is. I was watching how he keeps hold of the ball and how he passes the ball. He's quite very efficient. Is that a side of the game you think people outside of the club probably, or who are watching from the outside, and not really appreciate about?
Definitely, without a doubt. I took my stepson to training a couple of days ago, and he's a young teenage boy and he knows football, And we was driving home and I said, "Anybody surprise you today?" He said, "Jay Williams is a good footballer, isn't he?" I didn't realise how good he was. I went, "Yeah, he's brilliant, mate. He's a really good footballer." And no, I agree with that. I think that the perception of Jay Williams is that he's a tough tackling, aggressive midfield player, but actually he's a very, very good footballer, very smart footballer. And I think he's done fantastic. To say that he was playing for Banbury United last year, to come and play at the standard that he's played in League Two, almost one of the best midfield players in the Football League, in my opinion. Obviously in League Two, and I think he's had a great season so far. He had a really good battle Tuesday night against another tough opposition in Omar Bogle. They had a real ding dong, the pair of them, and not one of them moaned at each other. They just got on with it, which is what I want from Jay. I think there's been times when he's reacted to something that he didn't need to, and he's got yellow carded for it. So he has to learn that, which he's doing. He's working hard on that, and I thought he did it brilliantly. I'm actually surprised that he didn't get booked Tuesday night, because there's a couple of ones where you thought, well, that's quite close really. But But Omar, to be fair, the kid who played, I know Omar because I had him at Forest Green, and he's a tough kid as well. When it was like two tough uns going at each other, and I actually enjoyed watching that battle.
Yeah.
But no, he's like, to answer your question, he's a good footballer, really good footballer.
And he's a shining example of the recruitment you made this summer, because another one you've gone from non-league and brought him into the side, and he just fits in perfectly.
Yeah, no, we worked hard on that one. You know, the owners kind of brought him to the table through their recruitment kind of system, and I watched him in detail. And when I first watched him, he was actually playing right hand side of a back three, and stepped in well. Looked like he could really play, but looked really aggressive as well. So I thought, well, he could probably play in the right hand side of a back three for me, or if not a middle. But I also want somebody to play that pivot role next to Liam Kelly. Yeah. And I felt that he could do that, and he's proven right. So yeah, we're really pleased with that recruitment side of things.
And just on fitness and that, I mean, I know you made 3 changes on Tuesday night. Can we expect more changes this week? Did everyone make it through Tuesday?
Yeah, I think so. Not everyone made it through, but what we're doing at the moment, and it seems to be working, where we're kind of rotating players around a little bit, especially when it's Saturday, Tuesday. I think it's important that we have freshness on the pitch. And I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I've been making subs relatively early, just because of that. And I think that he's kept a real freshness, on the pitch all throughout the game. You know, you saw obviously Kellen Gordon, Harry Forster, and Darcy start the game, but it was always a way of not finishing the game. You know, different players finishing the game. Jeremy Kelly come on, Nick Cerullo come on, obviously Adam Campbell as well come on and kind of give us that little bit of energy that maybe we were lacking at that moment, and I thought it worked perfectly. You know, I thought Adam and Nick did great down the right hand side, and of course Jeremy on the left hand side, you know, coming the pitch brilliantly well and linked a lot of our positive play up. So yeah, we may have to do that again.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.